I'm Neil Cross. I'm the author of Luther the Calling, which is a prequel novel to the BBC crime drama Luther. Luther, the TV show, opens at the end of a case for John Luther. It's the case which has thrown him over the edge, which has destroyed his marriage, destroyed his sanity, and turned him very nearly into a murderer. So Luther the Calling is the story of that case. What it was, what happened, and what it did to John Luther. The book relates to the TV show in a very direct way, in that I was able to revisit a lot of the characters who we met in the TV show and meet them a little bit earlier along the way, so that we could explore a little more their relationships, how they met, whether they get on, the tensions between them. It was a great pleasure to me and very liberating to be able to visit these people who I'd grown to love over the course of writing a novel. We learned much more about them. So, Luther the Calling is the first of 3 books. I don't think what you're ever going to see is a book which then becomes a TV film, because in my mind the books have an entirely separate and complementary life to the TV show. With the books we can go deeper and darker and more exciting. We can push our characters, our crimes and our emotions to even greater extremes. So really the world of Luther the novels will be deeper and darker. Well, there is a very rich heritage of hardboiled detective fiction, both in the form of literature and in the form of cinema and television. What sets Luther aside, I think, is that in many ways he embodies some of the key traits of some of the classic English detective figures like Sherlock Holmes or Miss Marple, in that he's got a brilliant analytical mind, and he's able to see connections and patterns where less gifted people can. But usually in British crime fiction these people are very kind of emotionally removed from the case. The case is a kind of game, a puzzle to be solved. So the other side of Luther is that he in many ways embodies a slightly more American tradition, in that he's passionately committed to the restoration of justice. He wants to see justice done. So seeing those 2 aspects of 2 traditions in one character is in itself kind of quite unusual. But what makes Luther truly unique, I think, is the degree to which he's willing to step over a very fine moral line into committing crimes in order to see justice done.